evening.
Good evening.
Mrs. Onalaja. I need to know, is your Mrs. Tolulope?
It's Tolulope.
This is typical Yoruba name.
Yes, I'm good.
Good to meet you. You are the Executive Director, RevolutionPlus. How does that feel like for you?
It feels good. I think it's just been a lifestyle. I was already Executive Director at 32. Yeah.
Whoa.
Before I actually joined my husband. So.
Okay, so you had your own property.
So I used to work. So I resigned as the Chief Operating Officer of that organization. I was into facility management.
Okay.
So I was running one of the biggest facility management company in Nigeria.
So you were telling me about your international base.
Yes, we have our international office in Dallas, Texas.
Yes.
So many people abroad, outside Nigeria, believe so much in RevolutionPlus.
When you joined your husband, okay, you guys were married while you were still working?
Yes.
So he still allowed you?
Yes, we were both working. He was working in the bank, the mortgage bank at that time.
Yeah.
I was working in the facility management company.
And
so both of us were both working. So when he started RevolutionPlus, of course the business was still new, he was still young and could not accommodate us. He couldn't pay the bills. So I had to still keep working. So I think it was 2 years after he started RevolutionPlus. I joined him in 2016. He actually started in 2014. So I resigned. And I remember my boss having to say, the only person that could have taken you away from me was your husband. Actually,
and then he did, yeah.
Yeah. So
God has blessed us. We have thousands of people. So being able to manage them sometimes can be a challenge. So we've been able to put on a stronger structure by putting a proper call center, response to emails, response to calls, response to allocation, which is one major issue in any big real estate company like ours.
For every great business, there should be a dream, yeah? Was there a dream for RevolutionPlus before it started at all?
It started like a joke. Anyways, we're just at home. I remembered he was still in the bank then. He just said he had a passion about affordable housing. There are a lot of Nigerians, there was so much deficit, the government could not do it alone. And so he felt he could contribute his quota. He had developed so much passion from the mortgage sector where he was. So he said, that he wanted to start his own so that he'll be able to change some things. Because working with someone, there's little or nothing you can do. You can't really take some decisions because you still have to report to some people. And if they don't have your vision, you can't go beyond it to just die in you. So he said it. I remember me sending names, put Revolution. He said someone is using it. CAC did not. So I said, let's put plus. And we just put plus and it was accepted. And that was how RevolutionPlus property came. And of course, we never knew it was going to go this big. That's the truth. We just started it out of passion. Wasn't really money, wasn't what was even driving. I'm sure my husband wasn't thinking the company was going to be this big. Yes, he just started it because he just had a passion. And that was how we started. And like joke. 8 years.
We are mastering, the business is still young. 8 years, people see it's a big company, yes. But it's still a young company. Because our plan is to make this business a Fortune 100 years and above. Even when we are wide gone, the business is thriving. People are, yes. Okay. So it's still a young business. So any mistakes or errors that we have made, we will correct them.
For the past 8 years, do you think there's any contending company that can really match up to RevolutionPlus?
Of course.
There's too much property company everywhere. Real estate, it's everywhere.
In fact, every day people are springing forth. But for me, I always say that the sky is large and big enough for everyone to fly. Like I said just now, the housing deficit in Nigeria is so huge. One person can't do it. Even RevolutionPlus alone cannot provide housing. RevolutionPlus still needs other people to join. So there's no need for anybody. We all have, and you can see, we are as big as the industry is. You can even create a niche for yourself. That people who do affordable housing like us, like we do affordable housing. We mean we retail real estate. We sell lands as cheap as 1,800,000. There are some people who they don't do such. They only do high-end property. They sell Ikoyi, like if it's one. So the market is huge. You understand? Everybody can create a niche for themselves. So we really don't need to, without anybody,
Drag with anyone.
anyone.
So does those mistakes or error does it make you feel threatened by other real estate companies? Do you feel threatened?
No, threaten at all. No, Revolution Plus is big. In fact, we are the one threatening them.
Oh, did you get that? This is good. Okay.
Revolution Plus is a big threat.
Okay.
Because we came in 8 years ago. We have some real estate companies that have been here 15
For
years, 20.
yeah.
And they are not doing good as we are.
You know, right?
So they are threatened, they gang up. But number one, we are not threatened. We are focused.
Yeah.
Doing our businesses, doing our processes. If there are errors, we correct the errors, we move on. If there are issues with our client, we resolve it, we move on. So we are not threatened, we are focused. But any other company that is threatened, I'm sure they are threatened.
Yeah.
But I have a word for them. Just be focused. Leave other people's business. Focus on your business. And God that all of us pray to. We bless everybody.
This sky is very big.
It's very big. It's a big sky.
Accommodating everybody. I mean.
I'm not threatened. I don't even look at other people's business.
So yeah, you are the executive director, and I guess husband
Is the group managing director.
Okay, so as the executive director, do you make decisions for the company that flies without having to go through a table?
Yes. So the way we did it is, a lot of people, if you check out some awards, you'll see Real Estate Couple of the Year. We've won several awards as business couple that, have inspired a lot of people in Nigeria. I remember someone telling me that 2 days ago, like, you guys made me and my husband to start working together. That I also know another couple that started working together because of you guys. We've actually known our strengths and our weakness, and then we've structured the business in such a way that there are some part of the business that I handle, there are some part of the business he handles. So everybody just knows their place. So when it comes to running all the offices, the branches, the international office, I do that because, of course, I haven't run organizations at that level. So I do that. While my husband does the site work, so getting projects, where we build, so anything project is here. So all the project team reports to him, while every other thing, HR, accounts, every other department reports to me.
Accounts, you see women and accounting. So we also know that Mrs. Tolulope Onalaja, your wife, used to be with a reagent company.
A facility manager.
Yeah, before she joined you. How was it like talking through this with your wife, like, you need to quit your job? Because at the time she probably was doing very well.
Yes, because
that decision to quit
I think she's the director in the company, Revolution Plus, from the beginning. The only thing is that she has a 8 to 5 job that she was doing before I started fully. Revolution Plus, because number one, you don't know how the business will do, so she was doing that one. Yeah, it's a risk, big risk. She was still doing that one, but immediately that you said after 2 years, the business became so big, I can't handle it alone. So you don't need an angel to tell you. She went to her boss and said, "Sir," she was the chief operating officer, which is like the second in command. "Sir, I need to join my husband. Number one, beyond money, because what the opportunity she has in Revolution Plus is far bigger than whatever salary she was earning."
I hope she's not going to hear this.
Yes.
There is no mixture of marriage, the couple thing has its own life, and there is business.
Yeah.
Do you know how you manage your business and marriage?
Wow. I do it, the way I switch is so, when I'm at work, we are not husband and wife, we are business partners.
Yeah.
So we can have meetings and we're talking like business partners. So what's the strategy? What are we doing? This and this. Then when we go home, we say, "Oh, sweetheart, baby, love," and all.
So what if there is like a little grudge at home, this husband and wife tussle, and you still have to have a business, a very important business? How do you manage?
So it doesn't, so my husband has a principle. We don't sleep over fights.
Okay.
It has been the foundation of our marriage. I remember when he counsels a lot of newlyweds, he always says that thing: when you argue, when you have a misunderstanding, ensure that it ends that day.
Okay.
It doesn't go into the next day. In fact, when we have a misunderstanding, it's just 1 minute or 5 minutes at most. In fact, my kids laugh at us. They'll be like, "I thought you and my daddy just said," and then the next minute we just switch. I'm like, "Okay, so those reports You know, like nothing happened. The way we switch is so funny. Like my kids were like, don't even interfere, because the next 1 minute they're talking to each other. Because we don't allow, we just had a misunderstanding to get into the business. We know how to quickly say. So the next thing we just found out, I can even say, I'm not talking to you, but we're talking business, so we're still talking business. So he actually doesn't affect. Yes.
Being that she's your wife and you two run Revolution Plus, how do you manage marriage, family, and business? I mean, I asked her a question. I said to her that it's normal, marriage squabbles. You can actually have a little misunderstanding in the morning, and you have a meeting to attend. How do you manage?
It has happened several times. So we have our management meetings Mondays. Sometimes we leave the house. One thing I've discovered and I've learned over the years, when we have misunderstanding, I don't allow it to come into the following morning.
Okay.
We sleep on the same bed. And so we will finish it
on that bed.
So we finish it on that bed. So we finish it on that bed. So the following morning, you can't be angry.
Yeah.
You have said, I'm sorry, you have played with her, she's happy. So when we are coming, everybody is happy. And if there's anything that she notices, maybe during work, that she's angry with me, she put it behind. She focus on the business. We do deals, we go for meetings. She put anything, because the business is first.
Yeah.
So when we leave the business, actually, we can shout, we can talk, then we resolve. And there has not been any challenge, because she's a very understanding woman. Very understanding. A very understanding woman, and she's a bold person, but she's also very, very soft. So it's everything has been on. Ever since she joined, she has helped me grow this big brand. We just started Remarkable Food, which is one of our arms. We have a very big restaurant. We sell food, lounge in Lekki. We are opening another one in Ikeja. So she's the one managing it. So because I don't have time, I have to attend to other things. So it's been good. We don't have misunderstanding that she is a very wonderful homekeeper with the kids. She travels almost every time to see them. So they come home, she's always with them. So she balances
marriage and work.
Yes.
Great.
Perfectly.
Great. God bless her also. God bless her strength. God bless her home.
Amen.
Should you want to buy a property for Revolution Plus, you've seen the property and you like it, and he feels otherwise about it, do you still eventually get to buy it, or you really?
He is the one who buys all the properties.
Regardless, if you don't think that, okay, you said you do the paperwork, the HR. You know, there are times that you could actually foresee some things and feel like this is not a good buy. In that kind of situation, how do you manage?
So what I do is, of course, there are times where maybe you want us to do a project. I may not really be, savvy to that project. So what I do is, I find out that sometimes when you start arguing and fighting, it doesn't do the job. So most times I just go and pray. If you ask my husband will say my wife, she can pray for Africa. So most times I just pray, and then I look for a time where his mood is on a lighter path. So I always tell people I know when to get a yes from my husband. So I look for that best time where when I say the thing is going to enter. So I wait for that time and I say, sweetheart, I don't think we should do this. And I'm giving him my reasons. And he's someone who knows that women have the gift of intuition. So he kind of respects you. So he tries to take a deep thought about it when I start having some feelings. But at times he will just tell me, no, let's go ahead. And he will tell me his reasons, and I'll say, okay, no problem, let's go ahead. But my husband has good foresight for properties. That's why I know he's gifted. He can have good for location, for table lands. That man is a genius. He has the gifts.
Hey, let's clap for him, please. So who makes the final decision on property? The same, like, should you want to buy a property?
I've made the final decision.
So what if there is a property, and for women, there are times that we just have intuition.
Because there's no property I buy, I don't tell her.
Tell her. Yeah, so if there's a property you see and you feel like this is a good buy, and she says, I don't just feel good about this particular property, would you still go ahead to buy regardless?
Because I'm the property practitioner person.
Yeah, okay.
For property, is my zeal, is my vision.
Okay.
Is what I love to do. She joined me. So when it comes to technical knowledge, I papa no more than her in property. So what I normally tell her, if you want to invest in property in particular, and she says no, so many times I listen to her.
Okay.
So many times I don't go ahead. But if I've done the due diligence, maybe paper, I've seen the document, I've gone to Alausa or any state, maybe Ibadan, anywhere, I've done Port Harcourt, I've done the due diligence, everything is fine.
Fine and good.
I go ahead.
Regardless.
Yes. I go ahead regardless. And it has always turned out to be good.
So what if when it doesn't turn out good? She be I told you.
The most of the guy I told you, she'll be screaming and be shouting. It happens.
Have you ever had that?
Yeah, it happens.
It does.
Like
Oh,
once.
really?
But when it also happens, she's always the one that will clear the shit.
Oh my God, women.
She's always the one.
God bless all the women we
Yes.
have.
So she's always the one. No matter how she shouts, she will calm down. Okay, now what do we
What
do?
do we do? Yeah. In the next 5 years, where do you see Revolution Plus?
Wow. Revolution Plus is actually going 8 years. This year, by April, we're going to be 8 years.
Okay.
In the next, yeah, in fact, we did 7 years and it was big last year.
Wow.
So the next big one we're planning is our 10 years anniversary.
Okay.
You know,
I'll
the 7 years
invite
was,
you. Should I invite
yes,
myself?
you have already invited yourself. No, I see us, in fact, taking all over. It's, the brand is, I can even say it's global.
Yeah.
It's already global, you know. We already have an international office in Dallas already where we do real estate as well. And we intend to, you know, push it through the frontiers of, you know, all over the world. So, in 15 years, it's worldwide.
So we should be looking out for that.
Yes.
I say amen to that.
Amen. Because it's not going to be by our power.
Yeah,
it's by the grace of
That's
God.
why we're saying
Because
that.
if God can take us this far in 8 years,
He can
then
take us anywhere.
yes, He can.
That, I mean, it takes a lot of passion for people to be a Rotarian and to give your very best. And your wife is also one. Who got in first?
My wife has been a Rotarian. She has been past president before I even joined Rotary.
So she dragged you into Rotary?
She brought me to Rotary. She didn't drag me. She brought me. Because number one, when she was president, we were living in Amuwodo in Anfesta.
Okay.
They came to the house. I was not a Rotarian
Okay.
at that time. That was like about 10 years ago. I was not a Rotarian, about 10, 11. So I saw the way, what they were doing. That day she gave out grinding machines as a club, our club, Lagos West at that time. Grinding machines, sewing machines. So I said, what they are doing is a good cause. And my wife will go for meeting. When it's time to close, she comes home straight. I've not seen any attitude of in her.
The club influencing her
the club did not influence her person. So the club influenced her person positively to giving and everything. So I said, why not? So when she invited me and introduced me to Ayaba, who brought up both of us to Rotary. So, and they took me to Rotary Club of Maryland. That was like almost 9 years ago. I'm now the president of the club.
Oh,
So,
congratulations, sir.
thank you.
You're a strong woman, Sha. You know, you're a successful woman. There's a strong woman these days. It takes a lot of courage for a woman to, you know what, quit her job and dive into a dream that is not yet doing well.
Yeah.
Because you need to put the thought together.
That's why my husband that's why my husband doesn't joke with me.
you know. Because I can imagine the salary you're getting then. And when
The salary I was running the whole house and the business. You can imagine how big it was.
Big to us to want to quit and go start a dream. You're not sure where it's heading.
I remember him having to joke. So sometimes when he talks to me, I'll just be like, take your time. You can't even pay me. You can't even pay me. So I'm coming here to assist you. So you just say, what are you talking about?
But now we can pay you, you know.
My wife has unique strength and character. She's very energetic. She's extremely intelligent. She's strong. She's my backbone.
Oh my God.
Yes, she's my backbone. So if you enter the office, you see it. I put it in front of my office. She's my strength. So most of the things I do, in fact, all the jobs I did in my life, that's paid employment. When I want to resign, I'll be scared. My wife will say, go ahead, resign, move. Because at that time, I've letter for another company to join. But I'm still scared to leave this one. So she will always tell me, don't worry.
She's you need to go
she's the strength I need. Yeah. So but so many people don't understand her. So they misconstrue, misunderstand her. But she's the most sweetest person any man can meet. Before we tell some of the things we think, say or do, is it the truth? Is it benefit to all concerned? Will we put a better friendship? will be beneficial to all concerned.
At least I try now.
You
I
try.
get 3 out of 4.
You try.
Thank you so much. So the last one. As Revolution Plus proxy. Affordable housing. Affordable homes. Behave. I want to ask I know a lot of people want to ask this question, but I'm trying so hard to be the mind of the whole Nigerians. Why is it that? I mean, do you take your time to discuss your brand ambassadors? Because for some reason, I get to know or get to see, like we know about Revolution Plus, it's a household name. And so we get to see that almost all your brand ambassadors are the Yoruba actors. Is it because you're a Yoruba man, or you just want to, you feel, because there are people who don't even watch Yoruba movies.
That's true.
Yes, so, and because they don't even understand it. So
Yes.
it takes someone that understands it to sit down and want to watch it. And so, I'm trying to understand, is it because you're a Yoruba man, or?
But that explanation is wrong. It's not, our brand ambassadors are not actually Yorubas. Now, the first brand ambassador that we had was Madam Rachel Oniga.
Okay.
May the Lord bless her soul.
Amen. She rests on
That was the first Revolution Plus ambassador, like 5 years ago.
God.
She was the first, and she did fine. And you agree with that she's not Yoruba?
Yeah, actually she's not.
She's not Yoruba. She's from the Niger Delta, though she speaks Yoruba.
She speaks Yoruba, sure.
So that was the first. The second one was Adekunle Gold.
Okay, that's Yoruba.
Adekunle Gold is Yoruba, yeah. But it's mixed breed. His music appeals to
All
everybody.
and sundry, yeah, sure.
Then we brought in Odunlade Adekola. Oh no, Odunlade Adekola. Odunlade Adekola because number one, beyond people that don't even are not Yoruba,
already.
they love him.
They love him regardless.
He's a comic actor. You will laugh. You will. Odun is a character.
He's a long, troublesome.
Yes, very long and
actor,
troublesome
yeah.
guy. Fantastic, and he's such a fantastic man.
Actor and a person though, yeah, sure.
Fantastic man. So we brought in Omoni Oboli.
Okay, Omoni is not Yoruba. Okay.
Omoni
That's
Oboli is
Igbo.
not Yoruba.
Yeah.
Omoni Oboli is not Yoruba. She was with us 2 years ago.
Okay.
Going to 3 years now. So then thereafter we brought in Toyin.
Tony Abraham.
Toyin Abraham is not Yoruba. She speaks Yoruba, she acts Yoruba, but she acts everything.
Yes.
And also Toyin have massive, mad fan base.
Okay.
She cut across everybody.
Okay.
So out of all these people I've mentioned, it's only Odunlade that speaks and is a Yoruba guy to the core.
Okay.
Then we have Shaggy, brother Shaggy, Samuel Perry is not Yoruba.
Okay, now you see the thing. People, when you don't ask questions, you don't know. You just sit somewhere, assume
Yes,
and
you
make
assume.
conclusion. Okay, I think this is clear to everybody. All our brand ambassadors are not totally Yoruba, so we are not biased with
They are not biased at all.
Imagine I'm saying we are not biased with Revolution Plus. We are Revolution Plus
Yes,
people.
they are not part of us.
Yes, you know, right? Thank you so much for having us. It was great having this interview with you. You're such a great person. May God increase Revolution Plus,
Amen.
increase you, and increase your vision.
Amen.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so very much. God bless you.
To the viewers listening to us out there, I just want to say, keep your dream alive, keep pushing, keep being diligent, keep being hardworking. And I tell you, the sky is just a starting point. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Hello people, Revolution Plus Property is #1 real estate company, mega duper real estate company. And what do? Affordable housing. Want everybody to own a home. The housing deficit is too much. And in Revolution Plus, we made up our mind to reduce it, and we are doing it. We will still remain the most trusted, the best brand, the one you can be assured that any business you do with us is very, very safe. Bamidele Onalaja is my name, and the CEO of Revolution Plus.
Yes, and keep watching Red Carpet on TV. Thank you.
And I'm saying, up red carpet on TV. The best.